out there in the realms of the living. Welcome to Thrones of Game, the Game of Thrones podcast where we watch the series backwards. If you've never heard the show before, well, let me explain there, friend. I'm BT Calloway. I've already seen the entire show. Joining me is Elliot Jay O'Neill, who is only watching the show for the first time in reverse order. Elliot, how you doing, buddy?
Season 3 finale!
Season 3 finale! That's what I have the ukulele for. Yep, we just wrapped Season 3, which is, of course, Season 6, Episode 1, entitled The Red Woman. And as is tradition, we're going to signal this with a shot with a little bit of Johnny Walker whiskey. Johnny Walker signature Game of Thrones whiskey, the Song of Ice edition. So let's have at it.
Cheers.
That was pretty good. Very subtle.
Not unpleasant.
Yeah, very, very light. But that's pretty easy going.
Yeah, like... I was already wincing because just Johnny Walker. Because traditionally, the whiskey that can be compared to bin juice.
I mean, harsh but fair. No, I'm actually kind of on board with that. It's light, it's easy. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, I wish, because I've often wondered if the multiple Johnny Walker Game of Thrones whiskey editions are all just coming from the same funnel.
Yeah, like that Simpsons gag.
Yeah.
But no, this is quite different to the White Walker, and we'll also try the Song of Fire end of next season, I suppose.
Woo!
And then we have to find more whiskeys.
Yep, so Johnny Walker, now is the time to ramp up production. Well, I guess they've got all the spin-off series that they could base whiskeys off.
We've pitched a few.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing as for some weird reason this partnership between Game of Thrones and Johnny Walker only really kicked in at the end of after the show was even over.
Yep.
Surely they'll just be like us, and the longer Game of Thrones is over, the more content they'll have.
Yeah. It'd be like if Lucky Strike came out with like a Mad Men branded packet now.
Yeah, like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird times. Anyway, let's move on to our questionnaire. Elliot, what just happened?
Oh, well, a bunch of things. Like
many things.
I have been keeping a tally of like the plot thread count, in each episode for a few episodes now. This is a new record. I'm at 10.
Wow. Now, I think the first time I did that was 11, but still.
Yeah.
What I kind of realized in watching this is very much a resolving all the cliffhangers from the end of the season kind of thing. You're like, no, this is actually a little bit of a drag because we've already seen them resolved effectively.
Yeah, I was tempted to do the snoring gag, but the fact is I had higher highs in this one than I've had certainly through most of this season, but every complaint that I've had about the lows was fairly consistent here too. Yeah,
but I mean, hey, we got a little bit of nudity, we got plenty of violence, but what was your MVP?
Oh my god, there's just so many. I don't know who to fucking pick. Because no one really gets that much time in the sun. It's just, I don't know. Theon, I guess, he was a bit more confident than usual.
Yeah, Theon and Sansa on the run, and he's very bad at being distracting.
Yeah.
Because, he heads them off, and they're like, where's Lady Sansa? And he's all like, oh, she died, she broke her leg, and I left her for dead. And they're like, oh, wait, she's over there.
Yeah.
Piss off, Theon. Yeah, so just for everyone at home, just remember this is the one where, Sir Davos finds Jon's body, Sansa and Theon are on the run. Arya is now blind. I think she gets blind pretty late last season. And some other stuff we'll get to a bit later, which I'm sure is on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, say for a few scenes, I don't really have an MVP, and it's not through fault of anyone in particular. It
was all consistently dramatic. And I do really like there's a bit where, they're exhausted and they've just crossed this river and Sansa's freezing, they're both freezing, and they kind of get into the hook of like a fallen tree, and there's a brief moment where they just hug and it looks like frostbite's taking Sansa's face, and you kind of like, they might actually just die right now. In the attempt of escape has just killed them off, but at least they'll die free, that kind of ending.
Yeah.
So the music just kind of stops for a little bit, and then Brienne shows up and kicks some ass.
Yeah, okay, sorry, there is my MVP. Brienne rules.
Yeah, she really does. I literally just wrote down in notes, Brienne! Woo!
Coming to the day with Podrick, and Podrick gets in a few good licks himself, but ultimately still needs to be saved.
Yeah, but she kicks ass and gets like a pretty brutal fatality when one guy's on the ground. He's like, no, she's like, sink. Yeah. No throat for you.
Beg. No.
Nope.
Yeah, I liked this scene, maybe because there was just so not a lot of violence throughout the season, but I think maybe the only fault of this scene might have been a bit too quick cutty. Like there was a lot of that sort of slash the thing and cut to something else, and then like I guess it drives the drama and whatever. But I mean, I'm being a little bit nitpicky because I overall did like it.
Yeah, it definitely drives the excitement. I kind of would have loved to see a battle sequence play out in like just kind of like a mid-distance shot and let it just play out. That'd be pretty dope. But I understand, it's a lot of stunt work and that's difficult. And then we get kind of a pretty sweet moment where, after it's all over, Brienne lays a sword down and swears her life to Sansa, and Sansa repeats her side of the kind of swearing in. But
except she had to go to Podrick. Fuck it, line.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, she's also never done this before, and it's kind of that regaining a little bit of power from having nearly frozen to death seconds earlier. So yeah, it's a pretty good scene. That was my MVP, I think. It was Sansa swearing Brienne in. Either that or Cecil Lannister's face when she runs down thinking her daughter has arrived, only to find out she's already dead.
Oh, okay, that was...
Yeah.
Because when characters are sharing a knowing look, and like the audience is meant to know, except this audience right here, who's not watching the show correctly.
I mean, correctly. It's,
What is this knowing look saying? I want to know.
But just that happiness that just slowly fades and crushes. It's beautiful. So, Lena Headey, once again, killing it.
Well, I did like her scene as well, sort of talking through her grief and describing what a body does when it decomposes. And just kind of the grim reality of grief. And it was Marcella. I never remember her name, but she's, one of the... And she has a good speech about how Marcella was just good. Yeah. How she was stunned that she managed to create this child because she wasn't greedy or selfish or like, her like Cecil Lannister or like Jaime or like any of them. It was really, really genuine moment of emotion from a terrible, terrible person. Yeah.
And Jaime has this whole, fuck prophecy and fuck fate. And we've had a few string of fuck things as our titles. So.
Fuck tradition, fuck foxtail, fuck,
Fuck prophecy, fuck.
Yeah, if we had a segment on this show called Fuck Talk, we'd have, a consistent segment at least. Yeah. Violence and nudity don't often get filled out, but...
and my last MVP is just going to be Sir Davos forever. When, because they've got the body of Jon Snow and the guy who's taken over is like, if you come out, we'll let you all leave peacefully. And he's like, you hear that, boys? We'll all be fine. It'll be all right. Can I get some mutton, please?
Yeah.
It's just like being an idiot. I kept expecting him to like expand upon that. And also maybe like a nice robe. It's a bit chilly. And maybe you could get me some ale. And maybe a banana. I'm a bit lacking in potassium. Could I get me a banana, please?
And whatever they've got at the checkout in the sweet section, what do they have in this universe instead of Kinder Surprise?
Maltesers, I guess.
Kinder Plums. Kinder Sweet Plums.
Yeah, and this kind of ends it with we'll consider your offer and talk amongst ourselves. Bye. It's like thanks for your call.
Yeah.
Your call is important to us. So Davos will get back to you shortly. Yep. But I think MVP is going to have to be Brienne saving the day and Sansa and swearing in. That's all real good.
Although Davos, I think you raise a good point. And, in amongst the many words he says, mutton.
Mutton. Yeah.
Mutton.
Like, make that your ringtone. It's dope. Okay, nudity!
Yay! Can finally fill out this question.
I know, it's a surprisingly rare one for us, but I guess we're not getting much sex position in this one.
And, this season we've talked about power in nudity and how it's displayed here. This was a really interesting scene to me in which it sort of felt very vulnerable. And so she takes off her clothes and ages 100 years?
Yeah, so for clarity, people at home, this is the scene where we find out Melisandre is the Red Woman is actually like a really old woman. And it's apparently the necklace that's keeping her youthful.
Yeah, right.
Which explains why everyone in this religion is smoking hot. So, because remember we saw that other Red Woman, and she was also way back in like Marine, and she was talking to Tyrion, and trust me, it was there. But apparently just the Lord of Light likes his priestesses hot.
Yeah.
So, again, I can get on board with this religion.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But no, I thought it was a very tasteful and sort of vulnerable scene. And then, when they did the pull back and reveal the old and very, very old and, how do I put this? Accurate sort of bodysuit that she was wearing in that moment.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if this was like an actor they'd kind of manipulated the face of to look more like Millhouse or what, or if they just CG'd the eyes. I'm not too sure. But maybe bodysuit, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd put so much money on that was, attached to the actress.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, I mean, props to Milhouse then for really getting like the facial expression down of just this exhaustion, because at this point she's had this prophecy about Jon Snow, but now he's dead, and she's like, everything I believe isn't real, as we saw in the next / last episode. Where she was just bummed out. Sad girl. Sad old lady.
Wait, so in that scene she's having a crisis of faith and she's like, oh, magic isn't real. She is the evidence of magic. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't mean she doesn't have it. It might be real, but,
Still.
It's not flowing through her anymore, apparently.
Could have put the necklace on Snow. Why didn't she try that rather than just gobbledygook, please?
Yeah. A lot of questions about that necklace, how it works, what's going on. Was she always that old? Is she? We never really find out, but I kind of enjoy the mystery. It was a real surprise the first time we saw this.
Yeah.
But
she just sort of like gradually pisses off throughout the rest of the season. Hey?
Yeah. Well, a lot of them kind of do that. They waft in, say something cryptic, and waft out again.
Yeah, like there was that scene where Davos like shunned her out or whatever for burning the little girl.
Yep.
But yeah,
way to pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, well, more having a memory for any of this shit, because, oh boy, like it feels like there were a lot of plot points that got dropped.
Oh man, yeah, that's why people are angry. But yeah, if you also recall way back in the Long Night where she dies eventually because she just, I think she just drops her necklace and walks out, and you can kind of see her getting smaller and more frail before she falls over dead.
Oh, I mean, you can't really see anything in that episode, so...
No, of all the things you can't see, that was one of them.
But I was sort of thinking this as well with a wispy-haired sword fighter guy who, like, I can't remember. Maybe he did have some more impact, but yeah, he sort of felt...
Wispy hair for which guy?
I don't know. He's one of like the bit players in the room there with Jon Snow's.
Yeah. So one of the other Night's Watch dude who's I know the guy you mean. I just don't know how else to explain him other than wispy hair guy.
Yeah. Kind of looks like the rhythm guitarist of a metal band.
Yeah, he looks like a band member you would ignore. Be like, hey, it's you. I forget your name, but hey, I love your band.
Yeah, and it felt like that's what Game of Thrones did to him as well. Just sort of gradually forgot him, even though he was sort of...
He's kind of an important character, yeah. For a guy, I literally have no idea what his name is. Yeah. And doesn't even have really enough to really give a nickname to.
I mean, he's one of the guys Jon Snow gives a big hug to, when he...
Yeah, exactly. He's an important character. No fucking clue who he is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll find that out. They need to remember, occasionally just shout each other's names for a while so we can remember who these people are.
Oh, but then takes away the fun of nicknaming them.
Yeah, for sure.
Wispy-haired rhythm guitarist.
All right. I think that does it for nudity, or was there something else?
No.
Okay, which brings us to violence.
Violence.
And there was plenty, other than Brienne getting a good old hack and slash in. Sorry, my pen was kind of screwing up on this one, so I'm trying to read. Oh, yeah. Fucking the King of Dawn gets shanked. So, yeah.
Oh, and shanked good. I really liked this scene. Like, and especially when she's monologuing at the end, and is like, your people didn't really like you. Do you see them coming to your defense? It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah, the guards
didn't even flinch.
The guards just stand there going, whatever. Oh, no, he's dying. It's not, is it our job to protect it? It is. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get fired. I was going to say the bit where last episode where, Ramsay shanks his dad and that other guy's just like, this is fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of apathy going around, but it's the wrong kind of apathy. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Learn the right kind of apathy, Game of Thrones people.
But no, you could absolutely do that dog in the fire, this is fine meme and just apply it to a lot of these scenes.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, he's sitting in his wheelchair. He gets murdered a lot.
Yeah.
And then we see his son just get speared through the back of the head and out in front of his face.
Oh, I loved this with the, who's going to kill you? And, like, why would he turn his back on? Like, I know he didn't see it coming, but he should have.
He thought they had honor, but no, the Sand Vipers are just dicks. So yeah, I will say this is a little bit of a disappointment from the forward watch because they got hyped up a lot as really great fighters, these girls.
Yeah.
And you kind of only ever see them sneaky assassinate someone in the back of the head, and then later on they get killed by Euron. And that's kind of all you see. And it's like, but they were like really built up, and they had whips and stuff. It was cool.
Oh, so I'm not going to see much of them going backward, forward.
Not that I remember. No, you see bits of them, and you see certain bits of them, but I don't remember there being like a really good fight where you're like, that was sick.
Yeah.
But at least, hey, maybe I remember bad. Maybe I too much Walker.
Speaking of.
Yep, sip of scotch.
Cheers. The other note of violence that I had was we get another blind girl gets beat up by a bobcat girl that doesn't have a name.
Bobcat throwdown, yeah. Yeah, but I do like it's got a little bit there where she's sitting there blind. You kind of see that she's starting to listen around a little bit more, and you're like, maybe that's why he made her blind. And then Bobcat Girl just smacks the crap out of her.
Yeah, so, like, as I sort of feel...
And also, once again, everyone's just like, okay, someone's beating up a blind girl, whatever.
My thought exactly is that, these people have just donated money to this woman walking by and, like, have not heard her cries as she gets sticked in the face. Mm-hmm. Just fully fucking Donatello'd up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going on their weird crossover toys, they've at least got Bobcat Donatello to go off now. Yeah,
so just for everyone at home, I saw a weird WWE crossover with the Ninja Turtles. It was like Rowdy Roddy Piper or Rowdy Raphael Piper.
Yeah.
Weird.
No,
weird,
I looked it up after you mentioned it. There's been like 3 runs of them. Like Undertaker Leonardo.
Yeah, no, of course. What? Isn't he a heel? Shouldn't it be a villain? Man.
Yeah.
Fine.
Weird shit. As likely as it is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did a crossover with WWE, would it be that they would do one with Game of Thrones as
would
well?
It be so crazy? You could have the Mountain in there, the Hound.
Oh, yeah.
Have the Mountain crush your head against a brick wall, kids.
Yeah, Mountain Shredder.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, which could have also been played by Kevin Nash, as it was in Secret of the Ooze. Never mind. This is just going into deep Ninja Turtles
Now
lore.
we're just in, Turtles of Ninja.
That's an interesting point, actually. There, the Ninja Turtles already did a wrestling crossover when they had Kevin Nash play Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I've got that out of my system. Next.
Good for you. No cock talk, unfortunately, although we did have a lot of Dothraki dudes talking about how they were going to bang Daenerys. Not the same.
Yeah.
They were not like, I'm going to have sex with her with my penis, and this is what my dick is like. It's like a, wobbling snake toy. I couldn't think of a good metaphor. I'm not happy with that one. Write in with your own metaphors. I can't think of everything.
Well, no, that's at the heart of an essence of cock talk, isn't it? It's using the cock as a metaphor for talk.
And it's not at this point. It's just doing its function.
Yeah, these are just a couple of Dothraki bros just fucking...
Dothraki broing it up.
Gonna fucking hit that bitch.
Yeah, it's almost Klingon, but it's not quite.
Yeah. And, her back and forth with What's-His-Face, that was tense and stuff.
Yeah, that was some good
She listed off all 40 of her names.
God, yeah, and he's like, you'll be stupid queen of nothing, idiot.
The weird thing is he, like threatens to, rape her and everything. Mm-hmm. And then they mention Khal Drogo, and then he immediately goes, I can't do that. You're a widow. Never mind. That's weird, right?
A widow of another Khal. That's the thing. That's the bro code they've got. It is a bit weird that he knows Khal Drogo, and he obviously knows that he was married to like a white-haired woman, doesn't make the connection.
Right.
Like, how many people looking like Daenerys are walking around wearing dragon necklaces?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I sort of gathered from this scene that, like, he knew, but he just, like, went back on it for no particular reason. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
and I did also get a bit of a chuckle out of what I'm just trying to decide the name of. Should it be, like, Games of Python or Monty of Thrones or something where we cross Monty Python with Thrones of Game? Basically, the whole bit where he's like, he's all like, what is better than seeing a beautiful woman naked for the first time? And the other guy's like, killing another cow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, but other than that, what is actually conquering a city and enslaving its people? Okay, but other than that, the aqueduct that brought irrigation, then built the roads, what have the Romans ever done for us? Brought peace? Shut up!
Yep.
That whole bit from Life of Brian.
No, I was having that whole thought during that scene as well. Oh, have you ever, like, worn clothes right out of the dryer on a cold day? Shit.
I'll tell you what, like, fresh linen bed sheets, just sliding in after a shower, and it's just so clean and crisp. It's beautiful.
I mean, sex is great.
But have you just had nice, clean sheets? What a really well-cooked egg.
Not tonight, honey. The sheets are too clean.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but have you felt this? Come on, we'll feel the sheets together.
Yeah.
No funny business. Yep. We also get a little bit of Varys and Tyrion's charming double act as they're walking through the kind of ruined streets of Meereen. Yeah. It's all abandoned and everyone's scared, and there's this woman clinging to her baby, and Tyrion's all like, here, have some money for your baby so your baby can eat. And Varys is like, God, you suck. She thinks you're trying to pay for her baby so you can eat it. Let me explain in non-suck term.
Yeah. So what's this scene as well? Everyone thinks that Daenerys abandoned them.
Yeah, so they reference how she took off on a dragon after an assassination attempt at a fighting pit and then seems to have vanished.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I'm trying to piece this season together now.
Yeah, okay, so she was out picking flowers, which we hope to see one day, finally, and didn't come back. Went for a pack of flowers and never came home.
So this led to those 3 guys coming in to enslave Marine?
The old masters, after they torch their fleet, and then Tyrion tries to make peace with them, and then they throw rocks at the city, and
Yeah.
And Daenerys shows up just in time. There's a lot more Deus Ex in these last 3 seasons than I remembered.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to piece together the arc of this particular plot thread, and from all I can tell, it's just mostly been there to have Tyrion and Grey Worm and Miss Sunday and Burnt Newton have this cute little back and forth.
Pretty much.
Like, it doesn't feel like many actual plot points happened.
No, nothing happens without Daenerys around.
Yeah.
So they're just mostly keeping the machine going while she gets back. I guess for Daenerys, it's more of she was riding the high of a lot of victory for a long time, and now this is kind of bringing her crashing back down by, because she stands there and she gives her whole list of a bunch of names, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any dragons. She doesn't have an army. She's just a person standing there completely powerless. So, that's an interesting point. It does feel like, really long diversion.
Yeah.
Because, in the Forward Watch, we're all like, oh, now she's going to go across the sea and invade Westeros. And it's going to be all like, pew, 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 pew. And the dragons will be like, rah. People are like, oh my God, help me.
Yeah.
And they're like, ching, 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 ching with swords. And then that took it another season to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, because even when she does show up, it's like, I remember not being that satisfied with those scenes either. I thought they were very rushed and dealt with very quickly, whereas building up to it has just been such a long drag where they're not actually developing the story in any real way. To me, anyway, it just feels like politics, discussions, and
yeah, that's Game of Thrones.
As cute as Peter Dinklage is,
yep,
it did wear on me a bit.
Yeah, because it felt like it was entirely relying on just Tyrion being Tyrion to carry this scene.
Which it did.
But
still.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's because what else do we really learn from this other than the city is slowly turning around to seeing Daenerys as, their liberator, and they have to rise up and be strong even without her, but she comes back, so we don't need that. Yeah, it doesn't really functionally do anything other than, I guess, character building for a city. We'll put it that way. Man, we're getting close here. You got any other notes?
Oh, I am running so dry. I saw the start of, that chick's brainwashing from the High Sparrow.
Oh, yeah. Marjorie Tyrell.
Yeah, again, can't say this felt like anything more than the same scene fucking playing out again and again this season. Yeah,
I will throw props out to the woman who plays Septa Uella.
Scepter. That's a good title.
It is. It's very good. Well, I mean, they're the Sept because it's, 7. There's the whole
the
thing.
7-star thing, yeah.
Yeah. But she's just standing there and she's reading the Bible and she's like, can you let me out? She's like, confess. She's very good at making one word sound like you're incredibly guilty.
Yeah.
So good on that. She'd be like a very good strict school mom or something like that. I hope she's really nice in person, but just knows how to do that kind of thing.
Just knows how to dig deep and get out her inner scepter.
Yeah. I mean, it works, man.
A bit of Ramsay, Flash Gordon Ramsay Street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. And I don't know what he was doing. Something evil. Oh, yeah. He was all like, this person I actually kind of liked. Oh, you're dead now. Oh, well, feed it to the dogs.
Yeah. So there we go. That's building that up.
Mm-hmm. He's a dick even to people he likes. Well, I guess the corpses are people he likes.
Yeah, I got to say, other than that, man, I am literally out of notes. I only took a page for this one. I normally take at least a page and a half or two, but this was actually surprisingly small for me.
Again, I think it was because it was all resolution, so it was all, and this character's okay now, and this character's okay now.
Yeah.
And, that kind of thing. What else did I have here? Oh, yeah, there's a bit where the guys who killed Jon are just in the hall, and people are like, we need to know who killed our Lord Commander. He's like, well, I did. And he did, and he did. But we had this reason, and you should all agree. And they're like, oh, okay, well, rhubarb.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any of these council meetings end with, like, a total disagreement. Like,
Yep, at least one have someone go, nope, let's stab each other about it.
Yeah.
But who knows what's in the future/past. The future. The fast. No, that's already a thing. Damn it. Yeah, and Dan Brady's... Hang on, we got this here. Dan Brady's braids are drained. Her hair looks terrible in this one.
Yep, that's right.
As we discovered last episode, her hair becomes braided with her own sense of power and ability.
Yeah. It's self-braiding hair.
Yeah.
We went to too many places, like logical places, you know. Is it Peter Dinklage?
Was it Missandre? Was it someone else? Was it one of the,
Was it the dragons?
Yeah.
You know, because they do have, a blow dryer accessible
but
to
no
them.
Thumbs. Thumbs are important for braids.
But
Ask any hairdresser.
Just your own sense of self-confidence, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, maybe she's born with it. No, she is.
Yeah, because as she's walking, there's that one braid that's only just in.
And just a little bit. She remembers who she is, but it's like just holding it together. Yeah, absolutely. I think that confirmed. Our theory is sound.
Yep.
Yes. Callous Arm and that guy just have a bit of back and forth, but I didn't really have it in the notes other than they were talking. I guess they find the place where she was taken and they do a bit of tracking and they find a ring she dropped as like a clue.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Man, they really played a long game with Callous Arm, didn't they?
Oh, they play a long game with virtually everything unless it's in season 7 or 8.
Well, even then, like his whole thing was like a 3-episode arc to me in season 7, but they just sort of peppered it out through this season. But I got to say, in this scene, his arm looks shit. It really looked painted on.
Yeah, it's meant to be not as developed. It is, but still.
And I get the feeling from this scene that they didn't want it to rain because there was a lot of inconsistent raining shots.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, it's just very background detail. You can tell they blurred it out to mostly successful effect, but it was fairly inconsistent and raining throughout that scene.
Fair enough. You can't control the weather.
No, that's it. That's the problem with shooting outdoors.
In like lush locations, like wherever the hell they are. I assume New Zealand. It's always New Zealand.
It's like New Zealand is every other country except New Zealand.
Yeah, pretty much. If you need a fantasy realm, New Zealand. All right. Well, that puts me out of notes. That puts you out of notes.
Yeah.
Then we must ask, how do we get here?
Oh, look, I was really hoping for a big bombastic season opener, but I think I'm just going to have to hold out hoping for a big bombastic season closer.
I feel like, from memory, I feel like that's more likely, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, this is on me. I'm watching the show the wrong way.
No such thing as the wrong way.
But all these scenes and dramatic, drawn-out fucking things, it's just...
And knowing looks.
Yeah, so many knowing looks in this episode. Between Cersei and Jamie, and between Theon and Sansa, and then with Millhouse and herself.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for just complete fucking chaos next time. I'm seeing Daenerys getting taken away as she's out on her run to the flower shop.
Yep.
I'm going to see Jon Snow get stabbed.
Yep.
What else? There's like 10 fucking plot threads. Oh, so Theon and Sansa are going to make their break from Ramsay. And yeah, I'm going to see a lot of cool shit next on Season 4 of Thrones of Game.
Season 4, Thrones of Game, coming soon to this podcast. All right, cool. Well, if that's me out of notes, and that's you out of notes, then I've been BT Calloway, and you've been...
Elliot Jay O'Neill. Goodbye.
And for now, our watch has ended. I kind of balls that up.
Oh, well.
Whatever.
3 seasons.
Pew!